You're watching BCTV. We're all about Branford. You're watching BCTV, Branford Government Television, a service of Branford Community Television. This program is brought to you in part through the support of the town of Branford.
We'll call the Board of Selectmen for February 16th, 2022 to order. Can I get a motion to approve the Board of Selectmen minutes of January 19th, 2021?
Motion
Or
to
22, I think it should be.
Second.
approve. Sorry, 22.
Second.
It's moved second. Any edits, corrections, deletions? Hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Item 2, we'll move on. I don't see Attorney Perito here yet. Item 3, to consider and if appropriate, approve the tax abatement for the Nat and Jack Farrell House, Inc. for property located at 12 Park Place for fiscal years 2016 through 17, 2017 through 18. I believe there's a letter in the package regarding that. So that is it's owned by a nonprofit. It was transferred during that tax year. The taxes prior to the nonprofit taking ownership were current. The nonprofit did qualify under it does have the appropriate exemptions. However, they had not been able to file because they had missed the timing in our assessor's office. But however, they were considered a tax exempt entity. They came forward and asked if we would abate those taxes on that property.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Move second. Hearing any discussion? None. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Item 4, to hear a report from Brian Devlin, Superintendent, Water Pollution Control Facility concerning the emergency work necessary for the repair of the sewer line located at 1151 West Main Street. Brian?
Good evening, everyone. In repair work that had to be done at the address area. 10 feet of existing line, 30 feet of 8-inch line had to be connected, and doghouse manhole had to be put in. Had to do work with bypassing the electrical apparatus on the road there, and the police and all that was included with the price for the repair. So the repair was $20,040.
Any questions regarding this?
Well, my only question is, was this actually a repair job or an install? My understanding it was an install, a pipe that wasn't there.
Yeah, the engineering sent this down. It was a section that had to be repaired for work that the Aldi's project on the road right there. They went in there. There was a section missing, so they had wanted to get it repaired to get the project continued. So Jen sent this down to me, and I approved it to get it done.
So it was missing. It was on the plan. Our plans there was supposed to be sewer there, and there was a pipe
Yeah, there was like
repair,
right. There was like 30 feet missing. It was missing. It wasn't in there, and the state did work on that road not too long ago. But this section was missing, and they had to connect to that to finish it. So we did the.
Brian, you were unaware of this missing part?
I just got it from engineering that they had to repair it. It was a project there, and they sent it down to me,
Right. they
and I
sent it down
okayed it to repair it, to get it completed so they can finish the work over there.
I guess my only concern is, and we spoke about this before, there seems to be a laxation of the word emergency that comes out of engineering sometimes when they need something done. I mean, this isn't a repair job. I mean, I get it. It needs, work needs to get done for a project and so forth. But in all honesty, all parties should have had an idea whether the pipe was there or not before they opened up the road and started to make a connection. But to call it a emergency repair, I think that does a disjustice to you because, you do emergency repairs all the time. We've spoken about them.
Sure.
And I don't know your
There wasn't
feelings,
there
but
wasn't
this
a
really,
failure. There wasn't a failure.
yeah, there's no failure. It was
No.
probably dead-ended when they did
Right.
it. It's not like there was leakage. That's my only concern, that it seems to be, you know, the word emergency is used a little bit too freely.
Okay.
But certainly to say that this was a repair,
Yeah.
I think for them to say that to you is an injustice to you.
Right.
Okay, then we're just on the, all right.
There's no vote on this anyway. It's already
no
done. I
vote,
guess it's
yeah.
just a matter of maybe
Right.
we can look into how these come about.
Coming out,
Future.
right, we shouldn't need to, but in terms
Yep.
of the,
Sure,
Yep.
in the future, I'll.
the words that are, the description, but yeah. All right. Brian's had another one here to consider, if appropriate, approve a request from Brian Devlin, Superintendent Wastewater Treatment Facility, to waive the bid for the purchase of 3 Fly Guy dry pit submersible non-clogging 90 horsepower pumps and 3 volutes for the central pump station, and award the contract to Fleet Pump and Service Group, Inc. in the amount of $269,916.
Yeah, that's the central pump station. It's basically our biggest station in town. Last year I had issues with the seals on the pumps because of our rag issues. And I had north of 50,000 repairs there. So these, 21 years old, they're always running. So I brought in 3 different pump companies to look at it. And Flight, the pump that's here now, they had the apparatus that would fit in there and work. So they have a new N-type pump that handles the rags better, and they're more efficient than the pumps that we have there now. And I still have leaks now in the seals. So I want to just get the 3 new pumps there, so we're good to go. We average 3,100 about 4 million gallons a day at that station, more than a plant sometimes. And if I lose the 3 pumps, it's not a good thing.
Okay, and also, did you get a copy of this? Or?
Which, yes,
Yeah, I had the
Yeah, so-
engineer write back to me,
Yeah.
and also the pump company on the particular design features of the going in there, and it's actually more efficient than the one that's in there now.
All right,
It'll fit
so
right in there.
I think just to clear up though, in terms of things, I don't know if they, just to be clear, first of all, you had our design engineer for our plant and our collection system,
Yes.
AECOM, who's been selected.
And he designed that station, too.
Designed that station
Yeah.
is, we have him confirming these pumps meet and exceed spec, and
Yes.
these are the types of pumps. These are the pumps he would spec
Yeah.
for this job if we were to go out to bid.
Yes.
This company that provides this pump is the sole source
Right.
supplier for them in Connecticut.
Yes.
And I believe the
Region
greater
of New
region
York,
than
yeah.
just Connecticut, but definitely sole source for Connecticut.
Yes.
So we're talking about the acquisition is coming through
Yeah.
a sole source company. When we thought it was important to come before the board, because although it's a sole source company, the engineer, this is what the engineer would spec. There are other pumps available. Also, Brian explained to me during it, the work that would have to be done to accommodate a different pump manufacturer would actually require extensive
Yeah, and-
work adjusting the piping,
Yeah.
correct?
And even when I looked at the system, they couldn't even match that.
Yeah, this
I,
pump's gonna fit where the
yeah,
other ones
this
are
pump-
instead of
yeah,
redoing the
I
whole
brought in
place.
some-
Right,
I
yep,
wouldn't
yep,
even match them. They couldn't even do nothing for me.
Right.
yep.
All right,
I'll move it.
Second.
move, seconded. Discussion, hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, thanks, Brian.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Brian.
Item 6, to consider and if appropriate, approve the following resolution. Resolved, the town of Branford may enter into with and deliver to the state of Connecticut Department of Emergency Services and Public Protection, Division of Emergency Management and Homeland Security, any and all documents which it deems to be necessary or appropriate. And further resolved that James B. Cosgrove, First Selectman of the town of Branford, is authorized and directed to execute and deliver any and all documents on behalf of the town of Branford, and to do and perform all acts and things which she deems to be necessary are appropriate to carry out the terms of such documents, including, but not limited to, executing and delivering all agreements and documents contemplated by such resolution. This resolution is necessary to apply for funding from the State of Connecticut Demis Emergency Management Performance Grant Program.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Move second, discussion, hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Item 7, to consider and if appropriate approve a request from the Stoney Creek Ancient Fife and Drum Corps to hold drum muster at Hammerfield on August 19th through August 21st, 2022. This item, just very background, I did meet with a couple members of the Stoney Creek Fife and Drum, as well as Alex Paluzzi, Parks and Rec Director, regarding this muster weekend event where they have drum corps from, probably potentially worldwide, come to attend. In that discussion, the Corps would actually also coordinate a parade coming from the center of town down to Hammerfield, which they would coordinate with police and fire as necessary. They did do a presentation with the Parks and Rec Department the other night, which voted unanimously to approve. Joe Mooney is here from the Stoney Creek Fife and Drum if there are any specific questions on that. If there's anything you want to add, Joe? Or
I think you covered it, Jamie. Good evening, folks, and thank you for your consideration.
if anyone has a question.
I'll move it.
It's been moved.
Second.
Moved, seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
All right, thanks. Joe. Item 8, to consider and if appropriate approve a request for exemption as permitted by the section 115-4 of the Code of Town of Branford regarding the consumption of alcoholic beverages in public area and allow the serving of alcohol at the Stoney Creek Ancient Fife and Drum Corps Drum Muster on August 19th through 21st of 2022 at Hammerfield. This item we just discussed.
I'll move it.
Moved, seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, thank you. Thanks, Joe.
Thanks, Joe.
We will go to item 2, go into executive session to discuss pending tax appeals. We will invite in Attorney Perito. Can I get a motion?
Motion to.
Second.
Motion, move second, and all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Can I get a motion to go back into session?
So moved.
Second.
Move second, and all in favor say aye.
Aye.
We are back in regular session. For the record, no votes were taken while in executive session. Can I get a motion to approve the proposed settlement for 110 Seaview Avenue?
So moved.
Second.
Move second in discussion. Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Can I get a motion to approve the proposed settlement for 182 Cedar Street?
So moved.
Second.
Move second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jim.
Thank you, thanks, Jim. Item 9, green use, to consider and if appropriate approve a request from the Branford Parks and Recreation Department for the use of the town green Thursday evenings from June 30th through August 25th, 2022 to hold the annual jazz series.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Move, second, in discussion. Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
To consider and if appropriate approve a request from the Tabor Blues Band for the use of the town green on June 4th, July 2nd, August 6th, and September 3rd, 2022 to hold the Blues Jam.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Move, seconded, discussion. Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Appointments, Green Committee, Ann Freeman to fill a vacancy left by Bonnie McCurdy, term to expire May 31st, 2025.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Move, seconded. Discussion, hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Item 11, correspondence. I do not have correspondence in the folder. However, I did receive a letter before the last meeting from Mr. Halley regarding his property that he brought, the drainage issue that he brought to our attention. I did have Public Works, I was fully aware of this area that he was referencing. However, when we were meeting to refer, I think we were meeting to discuss the budget, he'd given some clear indication of where he thought it was. I did have Public Works go out there, look at it. Public Works photographed, and I'd be happy to share those photographs with you. There's no obstruction within the pipe itself. Videoed actually returned after a heavy rain to go check to see water flowing. Water was clear, flowing through the culvert. However, what appeared with looked at both sides of the inflow, which is on I believe your side, Mr. Halley, appears to be slightly lower than the culvert itself. So he said it does look like some water may accumulate before flowing. And then the outflow appears to be, it is flowing, it was coming through. And again, there was some water ponding as it was making its way through the other side. But as I mentioned, that is not town property, that is actually land trust property. So if there is an obstruction further down, we cannot go in on their property. It's essentially private to remove that. But as I said, the culvert itself, which you said, and on this side was clear, and it is flowing. He did say the way that it is grade. The grade is, and the elevation of the pipe itself is slightly lower, so he could see where perhaps water does accumulate on your property, but it's certainly not because of obstruction before or after or in the culvert itself.
Oh, okay, so,
Do you want to come up? Or?
yeah, so having said that, then if that culvert is not working because it is too high, and that would be the town property at that point, because that's where the culvert is town property. What is going to be done to level out that elevation so that the water can, because the water, if you look at the water going through there, it's restricted. Now, I don't know if it's, it may be clear, but the water's not going through. And that's causing, that backflow there. And on the other side, that is not Branford Public Open Space on that
Not
on
where
the other
that
side of
culvert-
that,
no,
even
no.
though only 30, less than that, 20 feet further up the road is where the entrance is to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's when we were talking about it, you were talking about where that gate is
Right.
for the entrance. And
Well, that gate's
that's
not
not
there?
where the culvert is. You
Right,
said
that's-
that's farther up, as you just said, but
About 20 feet,
but
give or take.
yes, that is not, doesn't dump on town property from what they were to determine. And again, I'm more than happy. I know they met you out there before.
Well, they
I
were
believe-
doing the culvert.
And I'll
Along
happy
the
to
road.
share the photos and the videos of the water flowing through the pipe. We're not going to come in. I don't think as far as the grading, that's on your property where the grading issue is, not on town.
Well,
town property.
if that water is coming in below your pipe, that pipe was put in by
he
the
said
town, it
it's
wasn't
like
put in
where-
by me.
It's where the grading goes, and again, it looks like it actually has to, it's slightly lower. Your property there's some slightly lower where he saw the ponding. And again, not significant. It still makes it to the, there's through the pipe, which again, I'll be happy to forward you
Yeah,
and share
yeah,
right now.
I'd
I'll show you
appreciate that.
right now. Yeah, we can
So,
look at it. I got it on
so
my phone.
the question then is, I would have to does that become an inland wetlands issue then?
If it's flagged wetlands, and
Now, see, that's,
certainly.
that, where that culvert is, right, that culvert is not on my property.
It's under the road.
It's on the road, but it's not on my property. But that is affecting my property because, 15 feet up the road is all flooded. So the water going through that culvert is not going through in the manner it should be. Whether we, we can mince words, but it's not doing its full functional job. So the question is who do I see to correct that? Is that something that inland wetlands guys would do? Is that something that Jamie would do?
Well, I'll bring it. I'll bring it to engineering again. I mean, when was that culvert's been there since?
Since they paved the road. When that was a dirt road, there was no culvert there, and the
it
road was considerably lower.
When was that?
When was that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that road's been paved probably 40 years, 50 years. I don't have that.
So the elevation of that culvert hasn't changed in 50 years.
Well,
So now I know I'm looking to address the problem.
Well, except that if the pipe is there and the water's eroding underneath that pipe, so now it's
it's no
longer at that level, then that's an issue, right?
Well, if it was eroding under the pipe would lower.
And you do remember, and you do know that road was elevated.
Yeah, but the culvert wasn't changed. The pipe wasn't changed.
I don't know that. Because that was elevated when they repaved the road and redid they re-engineered that road because the hill that goes down to the pond was much steeper than it is now. Because they leveled, when they came, they widened the road a little bit and they changed the elevation. So I don't know if that also caused that to happen or not. I don't know. Because I wasn't, even though I was living, that's probably 25 years ago. And they did that after they put in the water lines in along our street. Because remember, they had the pollution issue.
So 25 years ago, they came and did the
Right, so
road.
they maybe raised that 20 years ago. I mean, I don't have the exact dates.
Yeah, I'm just
someplace
but
in that ballpark.
What I'm getting when I show you the videos and the how clear that pipe is, because the claim was that they weren't maintaining the culvert in terms of clear flow, and it is extremely clear through that pipe. I can see daylight, full pipe throughout. And on the outflow side, it is flowing, meandering through the property. So that the claim that that's what's causing this that's not, that's been confirmed that is not the case.
All right.
And what I'm just trying to, in terms of this pipe was put in, the road was, paved initially 40, 50 years ago put a pipe in, saying additional work was done maybe 20, 25 years ago. And now we have an issue. And again, I don't know if the property, what was on your property, or if there's been any change in terms of, sometimes, things may settle over years if there's any disruption. I'll bring it to engineering. They can shoot some grades, see where the actual, where what is restricting water on your property. If you're saying that this is a relatively recent, last couple of years, like
we've been,
a couple years.
Yeah.
But as we, I think just discussed, the work on the right away, the town, on the road was last done 20 to 25 years ago, and perhaps even longer than that.
Right.
So, you're saying you've been there for a number of years. In the last 2 years, let's call it, maybe even 3, you've noticed a change in the amount of water that is remaining on your property.
Right.
Correct?
And part of what I'm saying is, and I don't know the answer, and that's how come I'm here. But it seems to me that no matter you know, how diligent you are in doing a culvert and putting everything in place. A certain amount of maintenance may have to take place to assure that that elevation stays where it's at because of erosion from, you know, I mean, we've had some horrific rainstorms in the last couple of years that have affected just the way water flows now. So,
Yeah.
you know, and I don't know if that, I'm not a, you know, a hydrologist, so I don't know. But maybe we can have some input and that would be appreciated.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think the culvert that has raised, has floated up, has raised up.
No.
I know what you're saying about
but
disrepair.
Water could it be eroding underneath?
And if there was eroding underneath, then the
And
pipe.
then it's not getting the full
Well, the
flow.
pipe would have settled then, making it lower. It sounds like that's not, we can look at
Yeah.
it, we can look at it, yeah.
I mean, look, what I'm looking at is I'm saying there's water here, there's a pipe in between, and it's not getting the full advantage of that
Yeah,
pipe.
yeah.
And in the process, my property is getting flooded out. Now, this is not on my property, but it's affecting my property. You know, that culvert is not, and the water leading into it is, you know, immediately leading into it, is not on my property. So,
I don't know if there's additional flow coming from somewhere else onto your property. That could be the cause of additional water that you hadn't seen. I don't know if there's any from development to the north.
there's no development on that road, you know, so. All right.
All right, you can look at it.
Thank you.
All right. Any other business? No. Item 13, a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion to adjourn, move seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
This program was brought to you in part through the support of the Town of Branford. Watch town meetings and other videos on demand at BranfordTV.org.